It's Week 18 of the National Football League. And up next, we'll see this team's superstar wide receiver. And with him, any catch could be a big one. He's the NFL leader in touchdown receptions. Hope y'all ready for this one. And it kicks off next on Madden NFL 25.
Charles and I have been looking forward to this one all week, and off we go on EA Sports. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they'll be led out by their third-year quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense. Really good coverage all over the field, and it took away his intended read and almost dared him to try for his guy out of the backfield. No surprise on that one. It doesn't connect.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
And this is an offense that's near the bottom of the league in rushing, so defensively coming in, you've got to know you're going to see the ball in the air a lot. And that time, it's a completion and a first down on this opening drive.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. From the 44-yard line, here's second down and 3. And the slot man goes in motion left. Second and 3. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And now for him on the season, that is his 80th catch, and the result is a first down. In motion left goes a tight end. They go play action here on first down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Well, another completion right there. And again, Charles, good time in the pocket. That offensive line on this opening drive been really solid.
They've been more than solid. They've really tamped down the pass rush and kept him safe in the pocket, able to look around, find his target, and deliver. He's got to make sure he tells the offensive line in the huddle, thanks, fellas. Let's keep it going.
It's been a 7-play opening drive, and this is third and short. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to bring up a fourth down. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. And his kick is good. And the opening drive of the game yields 3.
They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Hoping for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time.
They'll be led out by a man who played his college ball on Rocky Top of All for Life Charles, their rookie quarterback from Tennessee.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. He'll get a couple yards back, but not more than that. They'll be left with 12 yards to go on 3rd down.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down.
Quick hitter here. It's complete. And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st as he can only get this to about the 19. So the completion good for 7 there. And it'll be 4th down. Now on 4th down, out comes the field goal unit here. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. And this one is right through. And that will tie us at 3-3. So a return of serve, so to speak, here on the 2nd drive of our game as they respond to that opening field goal with 3 of their own.
I like that. Go a little tennis on me.
I know you. You like to mix it up with sports.
They crack a forehand back at him. They get a backhand. What was the return on?
It was a backhand.
I like that.
Really good backhand.
It's a nice top spin on the
a little bit.
I love it. Almost a mirror image when you really get down to it. I thought that was pretty good stuff.
The home team's offense and their quarterback coming out for their 2nd drive. And he's off to a fast start throwing the football. Pretty good numbers already for just the 1st quarter of play.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. They'll wind up getting just a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Wide open receiver complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 22 yards there, a 1st down.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little game. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Following the play now, they're going to stop the clock here as a man is shaken up. Well, week 18, this is just when you hope everybody can get through the regular season healthy, but the medical staff is going to have to take a look here, and we'll step aside.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 3rd catch for him on this drive alone, and it'll give him a 1st down. They'll look to throw again. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
2 yards to go, 2nd down.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. Back to throw again. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
2nd and 2, 1st down marker at the 5-yard line. Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there.
Hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year.
And his guys have taken the lead.
And that touchdown's going to put him in double digits now for the year. It's his 10th rushing touchdown of the campaign.
Now for the point after. And it is up. And it's good. That'll make our score 10-3 now. So that drive goes 8 plays. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The visitors' offense, led by their wide receiver, headed out for their 2nd possession. And as we play out the final stretch of games, he entered our contest here as the NFL's leader in receiving yards.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a 1st down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Looking middle, and that's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
10-3 our score after 1 here on EA Sports. Ready for the 2nd quarter, and it's our visitors with the football.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
As they've got it as we resume action.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And all the way in for the touchdown. A great play there. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And a nice job by him to catch the slant and then navigate and break free.
And receivers love slant routes because it gets the ball in their hands so quickly and oftentimes on the move. And when they're on the move like that, then they get to use their best asset, which is usually their speed.
And their speed sometimes, like this instance, can take them into the end zone. Point after, right down the middle. And we are even at 10 apiece. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line. The home team's offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big hole after big hole to run through in this first half.
They'll start on the ground here on first down.
And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's second down. From the 43, here's second down and 7.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game back to the ground. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Here now a third down and 8.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
Now throw right side here, going to be incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line.
This offense making its way back out, led by their wide receiver. And he's very much alive in the race for most receiving yards by a wideout this year. Currently ranked 2nd in the NFL at this point in the season.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. Their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game planned for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Another first down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here.
Well, he's been a busy man in this first half. They've targeted him quite a bit, including both plays here to start this drive. And until that defense starts reacting a little better, they may just keep going back to him.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
This is 2nd and 8.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And that is incomplete. That right there, his first incompletion so far in this game, Charles. He was 9 of 9 before that.
Yeah, I think that qualifies as being locked in. And then you have to ask him the question, so what caused the incompletion? Come on, man, get back on your game. Let's go.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on third down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
And on now is the punter, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. This will be fielded at the 17.
So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return.
And out will come the offense as they take over. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up.
And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd down and 2.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
2nd down and a yard.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Wide open receiver, complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
That is the exact right play call against that defense. So a hat tip to the offensive play caller because he won that part of the chess match. But give credit to his players as well. They won the execution part of it.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And it's caught. Touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And his guys are going to take the lead. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Now the extra point. He's got it as they go up by a total of 17-10. 5 plays there on that drive. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And just shedding him off there.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. 2nd down, 8 to go from the 28. In motion goes the tight end. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. It's a 7-yard gain and good enough to move the chains. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield at man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A couple of 1st downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. On play action, they'll throw. Oh, this is going to be caught along the sidelines. Probably shouldn't have been caught. He's going to lose yardage there.
Behind the chain, 2nd and 12.
He'll drop to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play, and it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the 1st.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride.
And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the 1st.
They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down. Back to throw here.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds.
So this offense able to convert on 4th, and now a fresh set of downs here, 1st and 10. And here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. They're going to look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. That one good for 37 yards.
There's the arm strength that we saw in college and during the scouting process. And really, it's not just the arm strength there, but the placement as well. To me, that was an excellent combination of arm talent and accuracy.
Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. He'll look to throw. And it's caught. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great work.
And he will take this one in for a touchdown. It's their quarterback. His second TD of the game and 16th on the season. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. I'm pretty sure that was a passing play, but he took off pretty quickly and ran with it.
Love his decisiveness on it because you're exactly right. He was supposed to go back in the pocket and survey the field and throw the football. But when that hole opened, he just said, forget it, let's go. And boy, did that work out well.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. 17-17 the score, all even to this point as the kick's away.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
Tie ball game, still a little more than a minute to go in the half. The question, can they put something together here, try to take that lead into intermission?
I would have to think that would be the goal for sure. I don't think you sit on anything here. Here's your opportunity. Push it downfield. As you mentioned, it's a tie game. So minus a disaster on your part, you've got that in your back pocket. Go ahead and try and get some points and feel great going into the half.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Back to throw now on first down.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down.
So this has been a lot like a tennis match, hasn't it? Back and forth. Both of these offenses having their way so far. So maybe the question isn't who's going to score the most points in this game. Maybe it's who's going to get some stops.
Yeah, absolutely. And that sack, finally a first step in the right direction for a stop.
They need 18 yards here on 3rd down.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. So they bring out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Well, this offense and their wideout headed back onto the field. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in this first half, it has resulted in a big play as borne out by the numbers.
The offense back out there at the line ready for their next drive. They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll set up to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
3rd down and 1.
Now back to throw.
That is incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the 3rd quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
This is taken at the 23. That'll be a 41-yard punt, 4 yards there on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively, just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's a give up the middle. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And he's going to be touchdown, but he's got the first down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
And they'll run on the inside handoff to the 36-yard line. Stop there.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Second and 6. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on third down. Looking to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the third down play.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they were right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. The slot man in motion right. On first down, he'll drop to throw. This will be caught at about the 6. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line.
Delay of game, offense.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
Still first down.
The delay of game, a costly one, as they're backed up 5 for first and goal. They'll look to throw here. And he will find his man on the outside. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. Here's second and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. This is caught. A touchdown-saving tackle there. Now it's third and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And his guys are going to take the lead.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. They'll look to throw now on first down. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. They'll send a tight end in motion right. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
3rd down and 6.
They'll look to throw.
That is caught. He's going to have the first down and more than that. And he's going to be shoved out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
Now this is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. Well, I hope he's okay. We'll step aside and be right back.
And the tight end goes in motion left. He'll look to throw.
And that one off the mark behind him. Incomplete.
They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Back to throw. And he's got it. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. They'll look to throw again. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there. There to make the grab. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, what, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
Extra point right down the middle, and that will tie us at 24. Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. He is hoping to find the end zone for a 3rd time, and we sit now in the 3rd quarter.
And nothing would excite him more, but I think even more so, his offensive line. Anytime you've got a guy scoring that many times, that means you've done a really nice job in front of him.
You're always giving props to the big fellas up front.
It's always a good idea. Those are some massive men.
2nd and 2. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. All even as we get ready to start the 4th.
Hands it off out of the gun.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up.
Well, Week 18, this is just when you hope everybody can get through the regular season healthy, but the medical staff is going to have to take a look here, and we'll step aside.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Back to throw again.
He's got his running back out of the backfield.
Touchdown! A 9-yard touchdown grab. And they're able to break the tie and move out in front here in this 4th quarter.
So, Charles, this game feels like it has been punch, counter punch all throughout, and that touchdown breaks our tie here in the 4th quarter.
You're making me want to get back in the gym and start training again. You talk about those punches and counter punches. I also think this is where you and I start thinking to ourselves, who's going to make the play to change that, right? Who's going to get out of this little cycle that they're in right now and make a play and give their team a firm advantage?
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the 4th quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30. And this offense on 3rd down today, they're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 8. On play action, they'll throw.
And not enough on the throw that time as that one is incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there.
Well, here we sit, Week 17. Just one more week in the regular season after this one. So if you're one of these teams trying to make a move and improve your spot or jump in from the outside, Charles, you better make that move now.
And these final games are often a good barometer for all those teams fighting for position or a wild card spot. They have to be able to get the job done these last 2 weeks before things get even tougher when the playoffs officially begin.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches. They'll set up a throw. And now another one thrown incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
And they bring their punter out there now as he's on here to punt it away. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return.
And this offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
He'll drop to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. They'll drop to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
This play is a thing of beauty when it works as designed because they let the running back slip out of the backfield and head down the sideline on a wheel route. Number one, it's easy for him to get lost. And number two, really tough for the linebacker to run with him. And this ball's right on the money and leads to a big play.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack.
Taken down at the 30.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 11 yards for number 11. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another 1st down at will.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up.
Touchdown! A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And his guys are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th-quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th.
Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the fourth as the kick's away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown. All tied up in the fourth quarter. And a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Over the middle, it's complete. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
From the 35, here's 2nd and 3.
He'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
They're going to look to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
From the 44 now, here's 2nd and 4.
One back in the backfield. He'll get the kick. And he lost the football.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
Well, so much for the 4-minute offense. They were trying to reduce the clock, get in position to win the game, and leave no time for them to come back and catch them. And guess what? They turned the ball over.
Out,
yeah, I mean, they had it all set up for themselves, and they let it get away.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And that is incomplete. That close on 3rd down, I think everybody probably expecting a run. Instead, they go to the air on 3rd and short yardage.
I realize this is a passing league, and they're liable to throw the ball on any down and distance. But that short, I do question the call. Run the football and pick it up.
And he's got the first down yardage there as he takes it just across midfield. Back to throw here.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
Getting down to the good stuff, all tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. And they're facing a big 3rd down now in this tie ball game. They'll set up to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
That's a nice job right there, partner, because they were able to work down the middle of the field, working in the seams, because I think defensively they were guarding the sidelines, trying to keep them from getting out of bounds. They took what they gave them, and it was successful.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
Now a handoff running through the middle. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Here comes 2nd down. From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
A big play needed, no doubt. 3rd and long.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And they'll get him down right about the 20. Have to kick this field goal, don't you?
No question about it. Look at the clock. Look at the situation. Kick the field goal.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to take the lead here in the final minute. And his kick here is good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
Here's 1st and 10.
Back to throw.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. Clock at 30 seconds. 2nd and 10.
He'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
And he's got a 1st down to the 40-yard line, but the clock runs. And that went to the right side and incomplete.
So after all of this, it comes down to one final play.
And just think of what it's going to be, because from this distance, you've got to be prepared for everything. Hook and laterals, tip balls, you name it. A lot of laterals after a catch. Just got to be prepared, stay on your feet defensively, and tackle someone.
And a fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.
So for the home team here,
they do get the victory here in the season finale, but it was altogether a somewhat disappointing season as they'll wind up at 6-11.
And by just about all accounts, not the type of year they were hoping to have. Meanwhile, for our visitors,
this loss will be the capper to what will be a disappointing 5-12 campaign.
And with some high picks coming in this spring's draft, it's a team for whom a roster overhaul may be on the way. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.